So I have started the recording as that notification you might have just heard. I will be, if anybody else joins, I'll be adding them and having them join through the lobby. But just for everybody to know, my name is Kyle Tweet. I'm with the Vermont Department of Labor. This is a Hiring Today Vermont virtual job fair featuring Barry Callebaut. So we have with us today some awesome folks from Barry Callebaut in St. Albans. So thank you all for taking the time to join us. Just to kind of give you some background, as I said, this will be recorded. We're going to be posting it on our YouTube channel and to our Facebook page later in the day today, if not tomorrow, and just providing some opportunities to continue for folks to hear about the great job opportunities at Barry Callebaut. So I guess with that, just, if you want to have your video on, fantastic. We like to see everybody's smiling face. Unfortunately, my video is not working today, and I wanted to let Barry Callebaut be the star. So in terms of kind of what to expect for this, we're going to be going through and hearing from everybody at Barry Callebaut, giving them an opportunity to talk about the jobs that are open and available, how to apply, and what it's like to work at Barry Callebaut. After this, or I should say during this, feel free to post any questions. There's a little chat bar at the bottom of your screen. If you kind of toggle over the bottom, you can show conversation, and feel free to post any questions throughout. I will provide an opportunity at the end of this as well to allow for question and answer. So I did see we had somebody else join, but thank you for joining us today. We're again just doing a virtual job fair with Barry Callebaut. So I guess with that, Stephanie, if you want to unmute your mic, I believe you can do that on your end, and I'll let you know if you're all good. So I'll let you take it away from here and go right ahead and introduce us to Barry Callebaut. You're the first one.
Awesome. Thanks, Kyle. So I'll just give you a little insight of who we are. Barry Callebaut is the world's leading manufacturer of high-quality chocolate and cocoa products. Our vision and values focus on 5 core values. They are customer focus, passion, entrepreneurship, team spirit, and integrity. We are an international company headquartered out of Switzerland. We employ more than 12,000 employees operating out of more than 40 countries. We operate more than 60 production facilities. Our facility right here in St. Albans, Vermont was the first U.S. facility, and 23 Chocolate Academy centers. The internal growth, is endless within Barry Callebaut. So if you're looking for a sweet opportunity, come join the Barry Callebaut team. Chris?
Thanks, Stephanie. Welcome, everyone. We are so glad that you have taken time out of your day to join us on this special journey of doing our first virtual job fair. So we're so happy and grateful that you're here. So my name is Christine, and I'm the recruiter here for Barry Callebaut St. Albans. We're a 24/7 operation, and we run 12-hour shifts in our production. I won't speak to that. I'm going to let each functional manager speak to that more specifically. And I know they're all anxious and excited to start talking, so I'll try to keep my little intro brief. So a little bit about me. I have a passion for recruiting top talent and helping people find the best fitting job for them. I have focused on building strong professional relationships, and I love being able to help those I work with grow and develop new skills and find their own passion. It's an incredible honor to be included in a person's professional journey. And I take a lot of pride in the fact that I've been able to help a variety of people throughout my career. I've been recruiting in this specific market for well over 20 years, and I have seen a lot of changes. And again, this is my first virtual job fair, and it's exciting to be here. So what I'd like to do is introduce our management team lineup for this job fair. First up will be Jeremiah. Jeremiah is our molding production manager. He's seeking to fill approximately 15 open positions across his 4 shifts in the molding department. After Jeremiah shares his positions, next up will be Carlos. Carlos is our liquid production manager, and he'll speak about his department needs across the 4 shifts that he manages as well. And then we have Carol. Carol is our warehouse manager, and she will happily give you a glimpse of what it's like working in the warehouse and share the positions and opportunities that she has. And then wrapping up the management team will be our very own Dean. Dean is our maintenance manager, and he'll be sharing what the roles look like that he has also in his department. So without further ado, let's invite Jeremiah to share about his open positions.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate the introduction. My name is Jeremiah Wilson. I'm the molding manager here at Callebaut in St. Albans. I've been here with the company in this position for about 2 years. And I'd like to talk to you guys a little bit today about what we have for open positions with our facility. We have currently 15 open positions across 4 shifts. The shifts run 12 hours, as Chris mentioned, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. with a swing day on Wednesdays where everybody works 6 hours. The positions that are open, the majority are line operator positions. And in a traditional line operator position, you'll be operating machinery, performing quality checks, as well as interacting and engaging with other operators throughout the facility. I'd say what we're looking for in the ideal candidate, we're looking for somebody that has a positive attitude and is willing to learn. We're willing to train anybody. While manufacturing experience is a plus, it is definitely not a requirement for this position. We have several trained operators here that are very experienced, and they're very willing to share all of their knowledge with anybody who's excited about working with chocolate. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Next up, we have Carlos. Again, Carlos is our liquid production manager. And Carlos, go ahead.
Hi, so good morning, everyone. My name is Carlos Lozano, and I'm the liquid production manager here at Callebaut. I've been for the company for over 10 years. And as of today, we actually have 4 different positions available in the liquid department. One of them is a chocolate machine operator. So that position is actually responsible for all the phases of transforming the raw materials into what we know is our chocolate, which is our finished product. We also have a position which is a coating operator, which is similar to the chocolate machine operator, but this person is also responsible of receiving the chocolate that we have. We have a lot of shiploads. We send it to our customers, and we also receive some shiploads. So the coating operator is responsible for this. We have 2 other positions, which are mixer attendants, and basically they are responsible for staging our raw materials and melting some of the materials that we have in our facility in order to produce this chocolate. Just like Jeremiah was saying, we are a company that we want to train people. We want to bring them in. You're going to have a lot of fun with chocolate, and all these positions are available. You will be doing some multitasking. We want to make sure that everyone is cross-trained to perform other functions, because it is important for us also to give you the opportunity not only to train in your position, but also to have the possibility to escalate within the department. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Carlos. Next, we have Carol. Go ahead, Carol.
Thanks, Chris. I'd like to start off by saying I've been with the company now 28 years. I can really speak to what Stephanie said at the beginning. This is a great place to start a career and progress. I started in production myself, worked my way through as machine operator, later in years as a supervisor, and now manager of the warehouse and logistics team. It's a great place to build a career and build opportunity. Currently, we are seeking 4 material handlers in our department, which work directly with moving the finished goods from production to various locations. In addition to that, we are looking for 2 shipping and receiving clerks. These are entry-level positions, a great place for someone just getting into the business or out in business to start and learn the company and what it does and where it goes. So a lot of opportunity here. What I'm looking for in an employee is someone that is a great team worker. You know, they're forward focused, want to move the company into bigger, better places, and are willing to change and take on new opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carol. All right, Dean, you're next.
All right. Good morning. Again, I'm Dean Selby. I'm the engineering manager and maintenance manager here at Barry Callebaut in St. Albans. I've been with Barry Callebaut now for about 2.5 months. I'm very excited about opportunities and growth that lie ahead and have several positions available right now. We'll be focusing much more on our planned work, our preventative maintenance programs, root cause analysis, and overall equipment reliability as we go forward. We've recently filled a 5-day planned work maintenance supervisor, a maintenance planner, a controls technician, as well as reliability engineer, but still have many other available positions open and posted at this time. Right now, I have a project/industrial engineer position open, which will be doing capital and facilities projects management, as well as funds requests and other installs or moves throughout the plant as we grow. I have 2 additional maintenance supervisor positions open, one for the A shift and C shift. Their focus will be on RCCA, so root cause corrective actions, as well as technical support for the other technicians, and just kind of following through and implementing those permanent solutions versus firefighting all the time. I have a controls and automation technician that's currently posted, looking for some Allen Bradley logic controller skills, SLC, PLC, PLC and HMI experience. We use Allen Bradley and Siemens VFDs and controls here. And last but not least, the lead preventative maintenance technician position open to really coach and teach as we move forward with a dedicated preventative maintenance team. We're currently building and expanding and are already knowledgeable and seasoned technicians with much more focus on planned work and reliability. I know we have great opportunities here in the maintenance and engineering department, and we are actively looking to fill those roles with someone who has the right drive, the right attitude, work ethic, and dedication to be successful in these roles. So if you think you meet that or can fill one of these roles for me, please reach out to us and let us know. I'd love to talk to you.
Excellent. Thank you, Dean. So here at Barry Callebaut, we are a growth company. We are innovative, and with growth and innovation comes many opportunities. So what you just experienced in the last 15 minutes is a glimpse of what we are currently recruiting kind of the most for. There are other positions and other opportunities, so I want to invite you all to look at our career page. We have postings that are on Indeed, also Facebook, Vermont Department of Labor. So there's different ways to reach out to us. But we also take walk-in applications. So we have applications at our front door, and you can just leave applications there. So with that being said, I'll hand it back to Kyle, our moderator from the Department of Labor.
Yeah, thank you, Christine. I appreciate, and thank you everybody as well for taking the time to describe some background. I do have a few questions, and Ashley, of course, if you feel like you have a question, I would invite you to, feel free to unmute yourself and ask, but I won't put you on the spot immediately. I do have just a few questions, if you could, Christine, if you could just summarize just real quickly, and we can do this kind of offline as well, but the positions that are available and the best way to apply amidst kind of everything that's going on with COVID. I know you kind of talked about it. If they should contact you, or to really just summarize the positions and if there's different ways to apply. I know you said going through your website and Department of Labor and Indeed and coming in, but if there's anything in particular that you might suggest as a best practice.
Yes, thank you, Kyle. So going on Indeed is probably the easiest and the quickest, but I also can provide my direct line and follow up with people that are interested or have more questions. You know, maybe they're not ready to actually apply and they have some questions. So maybe calling me could be a first step if they're still not sure what they're looking for or what might be a good match.
Great. I guess too, just from a HR perspective, I'm sure it varies by position, with, pay ranges and benefits and hours and those types of things. That's typically a lot of questions that we get, for various positions. But I don't know if you want to just kind of summarize, some of those key things that people might be looking at. But then also some of those extra, intrinsic things as well about working at Barry Callebaut and I'd be interested to hear everybody else's opinion on what they enjoy about working at Barry Callebaut as a whole as well. So, Christine, I guess I'll start with you on some of those, HR from the HR perspective, and then maybe I'll ask everybody kind of go around, maybe starting with Jeremiah, just to ask, what your favorite part about working at Barry Callebaut would be.
So what I'm super proud of sharing with potential candidates is we have wonderful benefits. We offer 2 different medical benefits, a high deductible or a PPO. We offer 2 different vision plans, 2 different dental plans. We have a great tuition reimbursement. We offer physical fitness reimbursement at the end of every calendar year, where it's $200 for an employee and then $100 for a spouse. Our tuition reimbursement, if meeting the criteria, is $5,200 a year. And our PTO, we offer, 12 days of PTO at the start. Then, of course, it's prorated on when you enter into the company. And we give everybody their birthday off. And that's just a few. I don't know, Stephanie, if you want to add a couple other things.
No, I think you hit most of it, Chris. We have a FSA, HSA plan as well, too. It's a full benefit package. The 401k retirement, we have a great match, which is 6%. So the benefits are really, really good, and the premiums are extremely reasonable.
Thank you. And a couple times a year, we have employee chocolate sales where employees get to fill their coffers and are pretty happy and proud about that. So I'll hand it over to Jeremiah now.
Thank you, Chris. So I think it's difficult to say what I like most about it, because there's a couple of things that I like about working here at Barry Callebaut. First and foremost is the people that I work with. I think there's a great group of people that I work with here at Barry Callebaut. We all have one goal, and that's our focus for quality and safety in the facility and for the quality of the product that we're putting out the door. Additionally, one of the things that I've grown to like the most about the position that I'm in right now is that we've had a tremendous amount of growth in this facility. Currently, our staffing is almost doubled in the manufacturing my manufacturing area since I've started, and it continues to grow as we're adding more lines to the facility. And being able to see people grow with the company and move into new jobs, generating more opportunities for people to develop, that's been one of the high points of my position from my eyes, I guess, with Barry Callebaut St. Albans. Thank you.
Thank you. And I guess, Carlos, I'll kind of continuing on that same order of folks. Carlos, if you want to kind of talk about what you enjoy most about working at
yeah, sure. I would agree with Jeremiah. I think right now the company has been growing exponentially, and the fact that we're getting all this new people in, and we are kind of interacting a lot. We also have a lot of senior people here that's been for a long time, and the fact that willing and they're excited to help and train new people coming in order for us to keep growing. That's one of our my highlights and high points of this facility and in Barry Callebaut itself. I can tell you there are some challenging times doing chocolate, but in the end, everyone is always working together to try to get the work and whatever we're doing done. So I think that the fact that everyone wants to work together and they all have the same focus and the same way to try to get things done, it always makes coming into work real easy.
Awesome. Carol, I guess I'd kind of send it over to you. Same question. You know,
well, the guys nailed it, right? It's what we like most about is the growth that has happened here, teamwork. But I really want to speak to the automation that we have here. I started here many years ago, as I mentioned earlier, and everything was done by hands. Today we have robots, we have lifts, we have technology that we've never seen before. And it's so wonderful to be part of an organization, a company that has grown with the times and are developing how we do our jobs and doing them better than ever. So that's what I like most about what we do here, is that we're keeping up and we're moving our employees forward in a safe, ergonomic way. Thanks.
That's great. And before I kind of send it over to Dean, I guess just Carol to follow up on, you know, some of the, you know, technological and advancements, as you've said. You know, what kind, is there any sort of, you know, training that would be specialized that, you know, Barry Callebaut would have, you know, I mean, not knowing you know, what the positions would entail, but I'd be curious, you know, any, you know, technology training or anything like that that would be needed for the positions that you have.
Well, maybe Jeremiah could probably speak to it a little bit better because the automation's more in operations than in the warehouse. But with any job that we have here, we do have a training program to support anyone coming in so that they can learn it. Is there special skills that are needed? Perhaps, but that would be definitely in the job description, I would expect, for anything we have posted. But maybe Jeremiah, if you could speak a little deeper to any specialized training that we might be requiring.
Thanks, Carol. No specialized training required before coming in and operating any of the equipment. We will definitely provide any of the training that a potential employee would need here on site. We're learning some of the new equipment ourselves. We received our first robot for one of our case packers about 18 months ago. So been a steep learning curve with some of the equipment, but it's been fun also. So welcome those challenges of training people and finding out how to use this equipment to our advantage for both quality and to help us meet our goals for Barry Callebaut.
That's great. Thank you both. Thank you both for that. Dean, I guess I'll just to kind of round it out, going to you on kind of your favorite part of working at Barry Callebaut. Last but not least, of course.
Yeah, certainly. Like I said, I've been here only for the last 2.5 months, but I was very excited to get the opportunity to come in here as the maintenance and engineering manager. I just saw, you know, the rapid growth that Barry Callebaut here in St. Albans has had over the last 2 years. I mean, we did an expansion a while back that was about 2 years ago, and it was supposed to be able to last for 5 years, and we've already filled that all of that entire manufacturing area in the last 2 years. So the growth has been tremendous, as Jeremiah said, over the last 2 years. And I think, you know, they've been so busy trying to just keep the lines and equipment running that it was nice to me to see that they actually approved some restructuring of the maintenance and engineering departments. So we've actually added 9 new positions just in the last couple of months. Really focusing on, instead of just the day-to-day battles of keeping the lines going, to really taking a look ahead and see what's going on with some dedicated PM teams, some reliability engineers, controls automation technicians. So really, you know, looking ahead as to how we want to run the company and how we want the lines to run, making things easier for the employees, making the equipment more reliable. We certainly have a seasoned group of technicians here right now. They want to share, they want to teach, you know, the newer apprentices coming in, or newer technicians, or newer maintenance associates. They have a lot of pride in the work they do and a lot of the equipment they have here. and the jobs they do. So, and they just wanted to share that and grow that. And I think that's kind of what hooked me into really coming in and wanting to come in here to Barry Callebaut and seeing everybody succeed. There's certainly opportunities here. You just got to reach out and grab them.
Kyle?
Sorry, I'm muted. Yes. Go ahead, Stephanie.
I just wanted to add on to Dean's point, something that we're all extremely proud of here is we have five generations represented here at this site. So we are able to have this collective level of skill that is, it's an amazing place to be. So I just want to add that in.
That's great. Stephanie, I see you raised your hand. Dean, I do want to circle back to you about it being such a new employee. So I'd like to ask I'll let Stephanie go, but I do want to circle back to you in a minute. But Stephanie, go ahead. I know you said I saw you had your hand raised.
Yes, I just wanted to chime in. So I joined Barry Callebaut in May. So I've been here for 2 months. And one thing that resonated with me was actually during the interview process and everything going on with COVID. The way that Barry Callebaut has taken care of their people globally throughout this pandemic, to me, was hands down the best that I've heard that an organization is doing. There is a BC Cares program that was developed surrounded by COVID. We have social distancing within the facility, within our offices, within conference rooms. We have masks that we have to wear almost all day long. We take employees' temperatures when they come in. We take their oxygen levels when they come in. Any signs if an employee has that's related to a COVID symptom, we have an interactive conversation with them, whether they're going to quarantine or go get a COVID test. So we are very passionate about taking care of our people, and not only through COVID, but also working at Barry Callebaut for the last 2 months. It's very visible that we care about our people, very open to suggestions, ideas people might have within the workplace. So you won't be, pushed aside if you want to try to have an idea or a suggestion. So it's really good.
That's great. No, and I appreciate you offering that perspective. I know I was going to ask, about COVID, and I think we'll circle back as well if there's anything else anybody else wants to add. But Dean, I guess just Stephanie provided her perspective, being 2 months in. I guess I'd be interested to hear your perspective as you both are relatively new employees. Interested to hear about anything that was surprising that you may have heard about before joining the company, or if you were familiar with Barry Callebaut at all before, or if there's anything just overall as a new employee. I'd be interested to, and I'm sure everybody would be interested to hear kind of what those impressions were.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, like I said, I'm from the area anyway, so I have known about Barry Callebaut. I knew they were a up and growing company, and growing so fast. I think they struggled at times over the last couple of years just trying to keep up. The growth has happened so quickly, getting those support systems in place to support the plant properly. So when I found out this position was open, my position was open and came in and really understood more of the direction they were going compared to where they've been. Really understanding how important it is to have those support roles, have the equipment reliability, just wanting to improve the work conditions and the equipment, automating a lot more than the manual, what has been in the past. I thought, there was just huge opportunities that I wanted to be a part of and really thought I could help and lead. And getting things more automated and more reliable, making operators' lives easier and more enjoyable every day as they come in. So that's kind of what I was looking forward to. Certainly a lot of opportunity. I'm just looking forward to those challenges and getting those in place and helping our operations crew out.
That's great. Thank you so much, Dean and Stephanie, both for providing that. Christine, I guess kind of circling back on some of the COVID conversation that Stephanie had brought up. Is there anything that you might want to add? I think she did a great job of, just from my perspective, I thought she did a great job of describing what you guys are doing there as a company. But any other kind of steps that you've taken that you want to kind of go through?
Yes, thank you, Kyle. So what we are doing is we're using more like video. So we do more video interviews instead of bringing the exposure and having people come in and do on-site videos. So we are on-site interviews. We wouldn't do that until the final stage. So it's helpful for those that are applying, to kind of explore what kind of platforms that they currently use for apps to be able to conduct those video interviews.
Kyle, can I just add one more thing?
Yeah.
So as an organization, there is a domestic and a global team surrounded around COVID. The protection of our employees throughout the entire organization is there. One other thing I didn't mention is, it's summertime, so employees are vacationing, and we are requesting, asking where they're going to vacation, and then if they're going to a hot spot, if they need to quarantine when they return or whatever. But the research that the company stays on top of with COVID is on a daily basis, and we have weekly, if not 2 a week calls surrounding COVID from Global, which is out of Switzerland. So.
Yep. Great. That's
Yeah.
great to hear. Christine, I did see Ashley had asked for your phone number. I don't know if you can either provide that or if you want to post it in the chat or just kind of say it over video as well.
I'll post it in the chat. And Ashley, I would love to give you my number.
That's awesome. I guess, actually, of course, I think that would have been the only question. I just wanted to see here if I missed anybody else's. Looks like Melanie wanted to clarify, once an offer has been made, what is the time frame before a new employee can start? So I guess once, you've decided on somebody, kind of what's that, kind of that onboarding process and procedure.
It's averaging about 2 weeks because of the screenings and what we have to prepare for that person's arrival. So about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks.
That's great. Yeah, actually, I guess if you don't have any other questions, Christine, I guess those were the questions that I had from my perspective. I know we're about 11:35 now, so I don't know if you had anything else that you wanted to go through. I can say, as I mentioned before, we will be sending this out, the link to this YouTube video via email, and be continuing to post the job postings. And of course, we'll be sure to let everybody know that they can reach out to you all directly as well to apply. But those were pretty much, I don't want to kind of just continue to hear me talk, but if there's anything else that you guys kind of want to go through, happy to do that.
I've shared all that I have to share for right now. I don't know if any of the other managers have any last comments to add.
Yeah, hi. So something that I think it's important for everyone also to know, and it's kind of going back to what Dean and Stephanie were talking about, is here at Barry Callebaut, the approachability that you have with everyone is very direct and is very lenient. The people, we hear a lot of what the people have to offer and what their opinions, and if there's something that they suggest, we are always there to hear them out. And if it is a great idea, and if it's a good idea that will make their job easier and they can make other improvements in the facility, that is something that we always take into account. We can say that here in Barry Callebaut, there's you can approach anyone. You can approach a supervisor. You can freely approach a manager, and there's no gonna be any limits between anyone. We always hear everyone that's in here in Barry Callebaut. In the end, we're all in this together.
Thank you so much, Carlos. I think that's as good of a way as any, I think, to kind of put the cherry on top and or put the bow on, whatever whatever analogy or metaphor you want to use. I think that's the best way to kind of close things. Again, thank you all for taking the time to join us, and thank you, Ashley, for joining us as well. Again, as I said before, we'll be posting this online and be providing some additional resources along with this, and I'm sure, Christine, you will be ready and available to field any applications that come in. So thank you to everybody for taking the time this morning still, I guess.
Thank you, Kyle, for moderating, and thank you to the Department of Labor for helping this happen. And Ashley, thank you. I look forward to your call.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everybody. Christine, I'm sure we might want to follow up after this, but thank you again for everybody for taking the time. I'm going to stop recording, I guess.
Thanks, Kyle.